Patch 1.01 of Crimson Desert introduced 3 permanent legendary animal mounts, the White Bear, Snowwhite Deer, and the most difficult to obtain, the Silver Fang. All of them will be covered in this guide, and as usual, useful timestamps can be found in the video description. Let's start with Silver Fang, which will require the most amount of time and effort to unlock. We can quickly cover the other 2 mounts near the end of the video as a sort of bonus. First, all 3 of these mounts require access to a witch that is capable of crafting abyss gears. That means that we will need to progress up to the Chapter 5 main quest, specifically the Missing Seal. At that point, we will need to gain access to the legendary wolf quest from House Celeste, then complete it before we can find Silver Fang in the open world. I'll cover how to unlock this quest in 2 parts. First, we'll need to complete a series of Hernand faction quests, mainly for various houses. We can start with the House Roberts quest line, and I'm not sure if the Boulder from the Sky quest must be completed, which is basically just a dispatch mission for the Greymanes to complete. After completing Continuing Concerns, we should gain access to the Lord Amidst the Ruins quest for House Serkis. If not, then complete other available faction quests within the Hernand region and continue checking back for House Serkis quests. After completing Lord Amidst the Ruins, we should gain access to the House of Spears questline for House Alfonso, completion of which will also involve completing the On the Spear Tip Once Again quest. We'll then need to pass some time, sleeping for 12 hours at Campworks, and then complete the last quest for House Alfonso, Transcendent Structure. This should then unlock both the Secret of the Lost Seal and Hooves through the Wind quests for House Serkis. Completing the Lost Seal quest will inevitably result in the completion of the Silent Anvil quest. That brings us to part 2 of how to unlock the legendary wolf quest. Once we've completed all available House Serkis quests, including the horse racing one, we should gain access to several new Hernand faction quests. These include Queen of the Silkspun Citadel, followed by Abandoned Factory for House Celeste. This quest is very worth doing and is one that I cover in a separate guide video. There will also be 2 new factions added to the Hernand quests, those being the Vellua Fishermen's Guild and Hernandian Parish of Solumen. In addition to the new House Celeste quests, I had to complete the entire Fishermen's Guild questline and all available quests for the Hernandian Parish faction before the legendary wolf quest finally became available to me. The last quests I completed before gaining the legendary wolf quest were those for the Hernandian Parish, so you might try completing those first. This might be key since completing the Hernandian Parish quests will also take you to Fort Hellwood, where you can both unlock and complete the Hellhounds questline for House Celeste by clearing the fort where you get the reliquary of Saint Senia at. If you still don't have the legendary wolf quest after that, then follow up with the new House Celeste quests and finally the Fisherman's Guild quest. If it still does not show up after all of that, there may just be a general requirement for completing a certain number of Hernand faction quests before it becomes available. I completed a total of 125 quests across all sub-factions in Hernand before I finally unlocked the House Felix questline, and, more importantly, the legendary wolf quest for House Celeste. This is where our collective knowledge can really help. Please comment on what allowed you to unlock the legendary wolf quest below, and I'll try to compile all the info there into a single pinned comment that will provide a more solid answer on the minimum requirements for accessing the legendary wolf quest. Now that we have the legendary wolf quest, let's quickly cover how to complete it. First, we'll need to go speak with the woman southeast of Castle Hernand. We'll then need to travel a fair distance northeast towards the North Gate. Along the road, we will encounter a group of defeated guards. After speaking with one, we'll need to defeat a pack of wolves. Heading a bit further north, we will arrive at the North Gate and speak with a healthier soldier to complete the Silence from Afar quest. This will then start us on the Howls from the North Gate quest, where we must track the legendary wolf. To that end, we'll move up northwest to the quest marker. Once there, we'll need to use our light focus ability to track the legendary wolf. This is performed by holding down the left and right bumpers simultaneously, at least on an Xbox controller. We should see a thin golden line pulsing towards the location of the legendary wolf. Following this trail long enough will bring us to a spot just northeast of the Sage's Peak, where we are ambushed by Black Fang and fellow pack members. Once we've damaged through all of Black Fang's first blue health bar, it will flee, and we'll need to resume tracking it once more. We'll eventually reach the final location of Black Fang, where we can defeat it to obtain the Shadow Claw Abyss Gear and Leebur's soul. Leebur's soul can be consumed to fill out all knowledge entries on legendary animals in the journal. That's a great perk of doing this quest, but what we really need to do is return to the North Gate and speak with a group of soldiers there to complete the legendary wolf questline. Finally, with that done, we can return to the Howling Hollow, which is right near where we defeated Black Fang. With that boss out of the way, the Silver Fang will now be there. We can quickly defeat it, then skin it to obtain the Fang of Silver Fang. With that, we'll head to any witch that can craft abyss gears, such as Elowen, and go to the special items of her crafting interface to make the Sigil of Solidarity for Silver Fang. We can then use this from our inventory to register Silver Fang as a mount. Now let's quickly cover the other two legendary animal mounts, neither of which requires any quest to be completed before getting. First up is the white bear. It can be found in the northwest, west of Silver Wolf Mountain, and just south of White Waste Sanctuary. We just need to find and defeat the white bear, then skin it to obtain the claws of the white bear. For the Snowwhite deer, we will need to head a bit further southeast. It's located along the stream that runs by the giant A in Payloon on the map. Dropping in from above can give us the element of surprise, which will make defeating the deer easier. We can then skin it for the antlers of the Snowwhite deer. Just like with Silver Fang, we'll need to bring these items to a witch that can craft abyss gears, and use them to craft each legendary animal's respective sigil of solidarity. These can then be used from the inventory to register the animals as permanent mounts. If you have any questions on what was covered in this guide, you can reach out to me in the comments where I will do my best to help. If you want to see more great content, you can head over to my channel. And if you're new, consider subscribing. You're helping me feed my cat. Her name's Marshmallow. Have a great day. If you're here today, have a great Sunday and a great week. And as always, thanks for watching.